I'll straight jump into the books. What I've done is I've made a presentation of some of the ideas in the book, and just to sort of stir your thoughts and thinking and ideas. Let's begin with this. I begin with the premise that business is not rational. So normally we would like to believe that we are all rational people, and my whole premise is business is not rational, it is not logical. And that's where it comes from. Different parts of the world look differently. For example, if you were to look at food over here. If you go to England and you go to a formal dinner, so how will they feed you? They will give you, there will be a 4-course meal, food being served sequentially. So you will have soup, starter, main course, dessert. But if you come to an Indian meal, you will have all the foods being served simultaneously. If you go to a Chinese meal, you're not allowed to touch the food and you're not allowed to cut the food, and therefore you're given chopsticks. So different parts of the world, people think differently. You see that in the music, you see that in the architecture, you see that in dance, you see that in music, you see that in storytelling, you see that in symbols, rituals that people follow. So my question in my mind is, if that is so, is business different in different parts of the world? Now, when you use the word business, everybody thinks of IIM Ahmedabad, we think of business schools, management schools. If I join IIM Ahmedabad, in all probability, the textbooks that I will refer to are written by men from Europe and America. 80% of them, in fact, it's much more. It's usually men of European descent who live in America, writing these books. So my question is there a bias in the way then when they talk about management? Is there a different way to look at management? Would the Chinese people look at management differently? Would Indians look at it differently? So that was the whole point. When people use words like process or vision statement or values, is it different in different parts of the world? So that was the first point, that humans are not rational. We follow various cultural things. So does it make a difference? And everybody tries to explain things in hindsight. So look at this picture. This is a common rangoli. So look at the dots. There are 3 by 3 dots. 2 people can join the dots differently. The same data can be seen differently by different people. And whatever conclusion you come, it'll never be complete because I can always add more dots. So whenever I would read management books, case studies, which would tell this business succeeded because of point A, B, and C, I said, how do you know? How can you be so confident? Because you are seeing things in hindsight. Can I use it to see the future? And that was my purpose. And I suddenly said that this whole case study method of looking at the past and deciding what knowledge is very much like drawing a rangoli and saying this is perfect. And so it is rationalized, it is not rational. Of course, I'll not go into the details of these words, you can read it and discuss, just to stir thoughts. To me, business is subjective. So what is correct business, what is wrong business? Different people think differently. You meet different kind of business leaders. Somebody will say that whatever the book says is correct. So whatever you should follow what is there in the book. Some says, no, मैं मालिक हूँ, ये मेरा company है, मैं जो बोलूँगा वही सही है. Now, is that correct? Somebody will say that if I can prove that this is correct, proof is important. If it is proof, that is the way to do business, which is how it is taught in business schools. But the Indian method is, जो तुम सोचते हो वो ठीक है, वो ठीक है. भी इतना क्या चिल्लाना? That is the whole point of this. And this was the Indian thought. One thing which you see repeatedly in Indian thought is this, अच्छा तेरा सच मेरा सच है, कोई बड़ा सच नहीं होता है वहाँ पे. There is no the truth out there. There is truth between you and me. And the question is, how do you define you and me? Do you only think of yourself and your family? Do you only think of people who work for you? Do you think of the whole country? Do you think of the whole world? ये तेरा का मतलब क्या है? That varies. That depends on how evolved you are. But that's the Indian method, the great value given to subjectivity over objectivity. And that's the thing which is something which is very particularly, not particularly, but obsessive. See, in every culture, people, there are the same points you'll find in every culture. But some things are more important than the other. So it's not that there are ideas in the West are not there in India, or Indian ideas are not there in the West. In every culture you will find every idea. What you will find is what is more dominant, what people are continuously talking about. And the last point is what I saw in India, the obsession with subjectivity. So when people use words like scientific, rational, I am very skeptical in business spaces. You know, I'm a little doubtful of it because I've worked with a lot of people who are very successful businesses, and I always ask them, "आपको पता कैसे पैसे बनेगा इसमें?" And this is पता नहीं है. Most of the good guys in private deals से कभी पता नहीं होता है. It's a fair bet. I'm using my, I said, but all the people are arguing rational. He said, I look at the rational arguments, I listen to everybody, but ultimately it's my gut feel. The final, वो जो last line होता है, वो gut feel के ऊपर होता है. Till then I use all my data, and I loved these things. I've heard this from not one, but 30, 40 people. Now I can look at business from, when I use the word Western, when people use, हम लोग बोलते हैं ये पाश्चात्य है, this is Western, उसका मतलब क्या है? And I use storytelling to understand this. Now, it's correct or wrong, I don't know. I use a storytelling method. Now, what you find is two diametrical opposite ideas. On this side is what is called biblical thought. Now, one has to be careful with the word biblical thought. It doesn't mean only the Bible. It means ideas that emerged from what is called Near East, Middle East, Persia, Mesopotamia, Egypt, Eastern Europe, and now we use them, the religious words are given to them like Christianity, Islam. These are new words, but these ideas are very old, much before these religions were born, even before Judaism was born. You find these ideas in ancient Egypt in 3000 BC, which says that जो मालिक कहता है वही सही है. We bow before authority. Now this is one way of thinking. Whatever the master says is correct. The other is a Greek method, which rejects this. जो मैं कहता हूँ वो सही है. This is Alexander. This is Sikandar. This is Alexander saying that what I say is right. So there are two schools of thought. The constant one is saying the collective is important, the other is saying the individual is important. And both of them believe there is only one life. एक ही जिंदगी है. So both of them, एक जिंदगी है तो सही तरीके से जीना पड़ता है. You want to be correct. You always want to be correct. So you're always arguing with each other कि ये सही है कि वो सही है. ये सही है कि वो सही है. So scientific thought comes from that side. What we call rational thought belongs to that school. This school is more about what words like democracy come from here. Individual is important, collective is important, group, institutional thinking is important over here. But it can also be Chinese. Chinese look at it very different. ये सब अच्छा है, वो यूरोप के लिए ठीक है, हमारे लिए ठीक नहीं है. Now, how do the Chinese see? They see there are two schools of thought. Think of this fellow as somebody who lives in the city, and that is someone who lives in the village. He says that order is important, structure is important, customs are important, ritual is important, culture is important. That guy said, no. What is important is the individual. Spontaneous. Nature is correct. जो nature कहता है वही सीख. Don't try to improve on nature. In fact, when you read that literature, they will say the moment you think of justice, you create the criminal. That is the way they think. Taoist thinking will say, तुमने कानून लाया है इसलिए चोर आया है. Imagine, that is the line. जब कानून होता है तभी चोर होता है. कानून निकाल दो, चोर चले गए. No, that is really correct because it is very fundamental. It's asking very fundamental questions. But हमको ये exposure नहीं दिया गया कॉलेज में. How many people study Chinese literature? We are not exposed to it. हम पढ़ते ही नहीं उसके बारे में. And then you come to Indian thought. So I'm giving a very brief version. Of course, there will be people. इसका details अगर जाओगे तो बहुत उसके अंदर है. What is Indian? This is, I'm using now, people will say, अरे Indian क्यों बोला? ये तो हिंदू लगता है. That gets into politics. I'm not a politician. Let's not get there. Okay. So just accept it. So this is the Indian model, which is based on a practice called यज्ञ या हवन जिसको कहते हैं. वहाँ पे एक यजमान होता है. यजमान स्वाहा बोलता है. स्वाहा means this I give. देवता को सुखी करता है और देवता को बोलता है कि तथास्तु. Now look at this carefully. English में this is translated as sacrifice. किसने ये शब्द दिया? Who translated it? Europeans translated it in the 17th century because they didn't understand this ritual. ये विचित्र ritual है ये. तो उन्होंने बोला ये sacrifice है. Sacrifice का मतलब है कुछ त्याग करना, to give up something. Now look at it carefully now. यजमान is the investor. Swaha is the investment. Devata is the investee. And Tathastu is return on investment. यहां पे लेन देन की बात हो रही है. यहां पे कोई सैक्रिफाइस नहीं हो रहा है. अभी भी जाओ सिद्धिविनायक मंदिर में लेन देन की बात ही होती है. मैं 16 बच्चे Once you understand this, then India doesn't look strange. We are constantly negotiating. When the policeman stops you, what do? You will say, "Arey, me sudha Marathi hai." That's what it is. You don't say he is an authority, representative of the state, and he is what is it called, the hegemony of the state is going to attack you, and it's very problematic. No. What you say is that तुझं नाव काय? तुझं नहीं, आपण हो. आदर से बात करो, because वो स्वाहा दे रहा है, तथास्तु में उसमें कुछ adjustment होता है. Now, once I understand this, I start understanding India. This is 3,000 years old, 4,000 years old. This has always been there. Swaha tathastu. When I tell this to people, they get very disturbed. They say, no, you're making us very corrupt. I say, there's nothing corrupt about this. Investment, return on investment. I take care of my children better take care of me. It's normal human behavior. I give you something, I want something out of you. I go to MBA college, the college better give me a job. It's called a placement offer. It's just normal. I work hard for the company, I need a bonus. Wife says, I cook food for this man, he better do things I tell him to do. Otherwise, tomorrow's dinner is not going to be pleasant. Business can also be plural. Different ways of looking at business. So look at this. If I think there is only one way of doing things, one system, central authority, then everything will be like this. But if I believe there are many gods, many systems, alag-alag tarike hain kaam karne ke, then that will be like this. Now look at that picture. That is really several types of order coexisting. लेकिन ये आदमी जब उसको देखेगा तो डर लगेगा उसको. If all your life you have lived in a country where all the roads, everybody travels in a straight line, and then you come to Bombay, डरावना लगेगा. You will get scared. भाग जाओगे तुम. And then you will say problem Bombay में है. तुम्हारे घर में problem क्यों नहीं है? कौन कहा कि प्रकृति में आदमी को भी ऐसा चलता है? This is not natural. This is unnatural. This is artificial. That is, and you're calling that chaos, but that is more closer to reality than this is. And that is something that people don't understand. When I'm explaining to people, I'm trying to say that this is how business is conducted in India. It's okay. It's different. It may not be something you like. It may disturb you, but it is the way it is conducted. Do you want to regulate it? Yes, then you'll become this. Very difficult. That will always resist. Business is not about CEOs. And when you go to MBA college, you think everybody is talking from a CEO's point of view, a shareholder point of view. And that is like, Malik sirf business ka nahi hota hai. There are many other people. Business is also about the people who work in the company. Business is about the doorman to the director. It is about everybody. Look at this picture. This picture is based on the Mahabharata. So that is Arjun, who says, "Ye Varna Sanstha bilkul theek hai." Matlab, the situation is, the institution is perfect. There's nothing wrong with it. This is Karna. And Karna says, that's fine because you are the king and I am the servant. I don't like it. And that is Eklavya. So, मैं तो संस्था के बाहर हूँ. ऊपर नीचे की बात ही नहीं होती है यहाँ पे. So when I look at MBA schools and I'm reading all the textbooks, I think ये किसको बात कर रहा है? Is he talking to a management trainee? Is he talking to an executive? Is he talking to a manager? Are they talking to a director? Or are they talking to CEOs? And most of the time they're talking to the Malik. It's always top down. It's never bottom up, not sideways, laterally. Nobody's thinking like that. Business is 360 degrees. It is not just one way. Or maybe it is taught like this in some universities, but I have not seen it. I personally have not seen it. In all my interactions with people, in my books that I read, दिखाई नहीं पड़ता है मुझे. Business is about feeding the other two. जो धंधा होता है, business होता है, व्यापार होता है, किसके लिए होता है? I'll tell you a story. I'll tell you a story from the Upanishads. तो एक समय था जब भगवान प्रजापति ने कहा कि अपने बच्चों को कि सभी जीवी जंतु जितने दुनिया में सबको कमरे में बुलाया, उनके घर बुलाया, खाने के लिए बुलाया. So I'm going to feed everybody. All of you all come to my house. I'm going to feed you. And so they all came to the house. They all sat in the chair and they all very excited like this. And he served food. बहुत ही अच्छा खाना था, स्वादिष्ट खाना. Everything was poured, rice and curry, and it was beautiful, tasty food. Everything was smelling so nice. Everything was so perfect. जब खाना शुरू कर रहे थे, तो प्रजापति ने एक शर्त रखा कि रुको, अगर खाना है, you can't bend your elbow. That was the condition given. You can't bend your elbow. Now how will you eat if you can't bend your elbow? How will you eat food? So one group of children said, ये तो हमारा अपमान है, हम नहीं खाना खाएंगे, और निकल जाते हैं. दूसरे बच्चे होते हैं तो बोलते हैं कि children, we'll bend our head and eat from the plate with our mouth. Now what happens? All the food gets stuck on their face. They look very messy. बहुत ही गंदा हो जाता है. तीसरे बच्चे जो होते हैं, ग्रुप होते हैं, तो उन्होंने अरे आइडिया निकालते हैं. मैं खाना उठाता हूं, मैं आपको खिलाता हूं, तू मुझे खिला. ये हुआ स्वाहा, वो हुआ तथास्तु. And that is vyapar. In English, if I say, this is the birth of exchange. This is barter system. This is exchange. Only humans are capable of exchange. Animals are not capable of it. Exchange is what creates the market. Market, जो बाजार होता है, is about buyers and sellers. You buy and sell. I feed you, you feed me. And this is the fundamental principle. But somewhere along the line, vyapar has become such an ugly word. Market, business, these are all horrible, horrible words today. You think of corporates, you think of corruption, you think of greed, you think of all negative things. You think of positive things. At the end of the day, vyapar or business is about human hunger, bhook. एक पत्थर होता है, पत्थर को भूख नहीं लगता. तो अगर कोई कहे कि मुझे भूख कभी नहीं लगता, I have no hunger, I have no wants in my life, then he's a stone, पत्थर. पेड़ पौधे होते हैं, उनको भूख लगता है, इसलिए they move towards sunlight, they move towards water supply because they are hungry. Plants run towards pastures and prey, वो खाना की तरफ जाते हैं, जहां पे खाना मिलेगा वहीं पे जाएंगे. Humans are also like that. We are also running after food, but our food is very different. The difference is, हम सोचते हैं कि आज का खाना, कल का खाना, 10 दिन के बाद का खाना, 10 साल के बाद खाना, जब मैं रिटायर होऊंगा मुझे खाना कौन देगा, मेरे बच्चों को खाना कौन देगा, मेरे 10 जन्म के बाद जो बच्चे पैदा होंगे उनको खाना कौन देगा. तो फिर तो सेविंग अकाउंट चाहिए ना. And then comes the human hunger. So human hunger cannot be satisfied. Second, we are not just hungry for food, we are also hungry, हमको आदर चाहिए, हमको सम्मान चाहिए, हमें औकात चाहिए, उसके लिए भी भूख है. तो जब मैं गाड़ी खरीदता हूं, इसलिए नहीं कि मुझे गाड़ी पॉइंट ए टू पॉइंट बी जाना है, मुझे ये भी सारे लोग कहेंगे कि माई डैडी स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट ना. हम मोबाइल खोल क्यों करते हैं? फोन करने के लिए, बात करने के लिए, लोगों को दिखाने के लिए. तो जब ब्रांड शब्द इस्तेमाल होता है, उसका मतलब क्या है? ब्रांड्स चीज थोड़ी होती है, वो औकात होती है. आप औकात खरीदते हो 400 रुपए की टॉमी हिलफिगर का शर्ट पहन कर, दैट इज औकात. वो भी एक भूख होता है. तो ह्यूमन हंगर इज डिफरेंट. उसको सुख, उसे भोग पहुंचाने के लिए हम यज्ञ करते हैं. इन अदर वर्ड्स वी डू बिजनेस. बिजनेस भय के ऊपर होता है. अब ये पिक्चर देखो, ये लक्ष्मी की पिक्चर है, बट आई हैव एक्सप्लेन्ड इट इन अ डिफरेंट वे. दैट्स अ पॉट. इन नेचर देयर इज नो पॉट, and that's a lotus flower. In nature, the strongest will get the food. तो बड़ी तितली को पहले मिल जाएगा. ये प्रकृति का नियम है. इसे संस्कृत में मत्स्य न्याय कहते हैं. It's called the law of the jungle. जो बड़ा है वो लेके जाएगा सब कुछ. बट जब एक घड़ा आता है, उसका मतलब है कि जो इसे संस्कृति कहते हैं, जहां पे छोटी मछली को बड़ी मछली से हम बचाएंगे. प्रकृति और संस्कृति का यही फर्क है. एंड दैट्स द पर्पस ऑफ बिजनेस. बिजनेस इज अबाउट प्रोवाइडिंग रिसोर्सेज फॉर द हेल्पलेस. एंड दीज आर फंडामेंटल प्रिंसिपल्स व्हिच वी डोंट फॉरगेट. दैट्स इन इंग्लिश इज कॉल्ड laissez-faire. दिस इज कॉल्ड अ रेगुलेटेड बिजनेस. दैट्स द डिफरेंस. laissez-faire, it's important, but if you'll say only this, it won't work. Policies only won't work. That is also important. वो प्रकृति का नियम है. अब प्रकृति संस्कृति से हमेशा बड़ा होता है. And we don't realize it. This is business. This is लक्ष्मी का इमेज, जो हर घर में होता है इंडिया में, लेकिन हम देखते नहीं हैं, हम दर्शन नहीं करते हैं कि बता क्या रहे हैं. These are concepts embedded in these images which are thousands of years old. Business is about power. मुझे अच्छा लगता है, मैं बड़ा आदमी बन गया, लोग मुझे सलामी दे रहे हैं, मैं मर्सिडीज में चलता हूं, मेरा बड़ा घर है, बड़ा, लोग मेरे पैर देखते हैं, ऑल वेरी फ्राइटेंड ऑफ मी, डरते हैं मुझसे. अच्छा लगता है ना. लेकिन हमेशा सोचता हूं कि जो मेरे सामने नमस्ते कर रहा है, वो मुझे आदर दे रहा है या मेरी खिल्ली उड़ा रहा है. क्योंकि इंडिया में सबको पता है बॉस को क्या बोलना है. बॉस को हाँ बोल दो और जो मन में वही करो. एंड दैट इज द इंडियन वे. इसलिए वो डर रहता है कि ये मेरी खिल्ली उड़ा रहा है. ही डजंट रियली रिस्पेक्ट मी. अमिताभ बच्चन को पता है कि जिस दिन उसका फिल्म करियर खत्म हो जाएगा उसको कोई नहीं पूछेगा. सचिन तेंदुलकर को पता है जिस दिन क्रिकेट खत्म हो जाएगा उसको कोई नहीं बात करेगा. वो हीरो नहीं रहेगा, नए बच्चे आ जाएंगे. और बुरा लगता है, डर लगता है. इसलिए कोई भी खान बॉलीवुड का गद्दी नहीं छोड़ेगा. 50 साल हो गए, अभी तक 16 साल की लड़कियों के साथ नाच रहे हैं. डर लगता है ना. इसलिए यही बात को महाभारत में बताते कि भीष्म पितामह बूढ़े हो गए लेकिन जा नहीं रहे हैं. तो श्री कृष्ण कहते रहे मरेगा भी नहीं, तो इसको तीर से बस लगा दो जमीन पे ताकि आगे बढ़ेगी दुनिया. दैट इज ऑल्सो बिजनेस. बिजनेस इज अबाउट योर आइडेंटिटी. आप हो कौन, आपकी औकात क्या है. और हम हमेशा कहते हैं कि वो मछली की आंख होती है ना अर्जुन की, उसी के ऊपर लक्ष्य रखो. लक्ष्य 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 इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग. अब लक्ष्य से क्या होता है? इट इज अ वेरी नाइस आइडिया. स्टूडेंट्स को बताने के लिए लक्ष्य इज इंपॉर्टेंट, लक्ष्य इज इंपॉर्टेंट. उसका भी एक परिणाम होता है. तो एक आदमी है जो कहता है कि मेरी जो औकात है मेरी बिजनेस से आती है, मेरे बिजनेस से आती है, तो मैं बिजनेस की तरफ ही लक्ष्य दूंगा. और इतना बिजनेस की तरफ लक्ष्य देता है कि वो घर को भूल जाता है, पत्नी को भूल जाता है, बच्चों को भूल जाता है. उसका एक परिणाम होता है. संसार के ऊपर परिणाम होगा, संस्कृति पर परिणाम होगी, फैमिली रिलेशनशिप्स में परिणाम होगा. लेकिन बोलेंगे नहीं, वो तो अर्जुन है, वो तो लक्ष्य देखो. लक्ष्य उसने 10 करोड़, कुछ नहीं था उसके पास बचपन में, अभी 10 करोड़ का बिजनेस किया है, 100 करोड़ का बिजनेस किया है. लेकिन बीवी बात नहीं करती है उसके साथ, बच्चे नहीं बात करते. हाँ, फॉरेन यूनिवर्सिटीज में गए हैं लेकिन बात नहीं करते. घर में लड़ाई होती है हमेशा. तो लक्ष्य का भी एक परिणाम होता है, लेकिन हम बताते नहीं लोगों को. सबको बोलते हैं लक्ष्य रखो और सब भूल जाओ, केवल अपने लक्ष्य के ऊपर ध्यान रखो. लक्ष्य है क्या? पैसा या अपनी फैमिली, अपनी संस्कृति, अपने लोग? ध्यान कहां पे है हमारा? वाई डज सोसाइटी एग्जिस्ट? वाई डज संस्कृति एग्जिस्ट? फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन यू हैव टू आस्क दिस कि हम वाई डू यू हैव वाई डज any social structure exist? Otherwise we'd all be living in the jungle. When did we move out of the jungle and say we are going to go into society? When we said that now we'll create a society where we can help the helpless. So we have extra resources कि जो खाना नहीं बना, पहले के जमाने में क्या होता था, जो hunting करेगा, look at the animals, the one who hunts gets the food. What can humans do? I will hunt but I'll give you the food also. That's the beginning of culture. But over time what happens with culture is that you start becoming what we use the word competitive environment, which means आप संस्कृति के अंदर जंगल लेके आ गए. And that's where the problems start. So while we keep on telling we should be competitive, we should be competitive, we should be competitive, be careful. आपने जंगल को घर के अंदर लेके आए हो और जब उसका परिणाम जरूर होगा. And you're seeing this right now in India. Because everybody is competing. सब बोल रहे हैं कि कौन भेड़ कौन भेड़िया. And that's where the conversation, who is the sheep and who is the wolf? And nobody wants to be the sheep, everybody wants to be the wolf. And what happens when there are many wolves in the room? There's nothing to eat, so they kill each other. And that's a very dangerous, and that's what is happening in the country. Because at one level you said we'll protect everything. Now you go extreme in that. When you protect everybody, I'll tell you a story. Let me tell you the story in the form of a story from the Vishnu Puran. This is the story that अमर चित्र कथा में सब लोग ने पढ़ा है. एक राजा होता है जो नहाता रहता है. When he is taking a bath, a small fish comes. एक छोटी मछली आती है और बोलती है कि मुझे बड़ी मछली से बचाओ. तो जो राजा होता है वो मछली को बचाता है. He takes the small fish in the palm of his hands and put it in a pot. Now what is special about a pot? Pots don't exist in nature. It is artificial. Which means it is social structure. संस्कृति. तो उसके अंदर मछली को रखता है. धीरे धीरे मछली बड़ी हो जाती है. He makes a bigger pot, then a bigger pot, then a bigger pot, then finally says, oh, such a big fish, I'll put it in a well. Well is not in. फिर तालाब में रखता है, फिर नदी में डालता है. Then it becomes so big that the sea starts to overflow. It becomes so big. What happens when the sea starts to overflow? The land gets submerged. And on top of the mountain, when the whole world is submerged, that same king is crying and saying, अरे मैंने गलती क्या की? और बड़ी मछली आके उसको बोलता है कि तुमने मुझे छोड़ा क्यों नहीं जंगल में? इतना क्या मुझे प्रोटेक्ट कर रहे थे कि मैंने तुझे ही बर्बाद कर दिया? एंड दिस इज हाउ सोसाइटीज कोलैप्स. You move away from the jungle and then you become like और चाहिए और चाहिए और चाहिए, बड़ा बड़ा बड़ा. कितना कब खत्म होगा? बस तुम बड़े हो गए ना, तो बड़े हो गए तो जंगल में वापस जाओ. लेकिन और प्रोटेक्ट और चाहिए और जब कभी खत्म नहीं होगा. भूख है, मनुष्य का भूख है. एंड दैट विल लीड टू द प्रलय. इसका मतलब है प्रलय, द कोलैप्स ऑफ द सोशल ऑर्डर. दैट्स व्हाट दे आर एक्सप्लेनिंग. इसलिए घड़ा और कमल फूल लक्ष्मी के हाथ में होता है. दैट इज प्रकृति एंड दिस इज संस्कृति. Laissez-faire and regulated society. Capitalist society, what we call competitive environment, and socialist environment. They'll always be in conflict with each other. The answer is somewhere in between. That's why human beings are in between. This is, I always look at this. I see my goal. I see nothing but my goal. I am focused. ये क्या बोलता है? कभी कभार मेरे तरफ भी देखो. I am just a human resource. मेरा कोई, I have no value. मेरा कोई मूल्य नहीं है. This happens to many families. जिसको बोलते हैं वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस. इट्स अ बिग 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 प्राइस टू पे. एंड इट डज हैपन. सोसाइटीज कोलैप्स. चिल्ड्रन डोंट टॉक टू देयर पेरेंट्स. सो यू आर वेरी सक्सेसफुल, वेरी रिच, बट नो रिलेशनशिप्स और अनहैप्पी रिलेशनशिप्स. एंड देन ऑफ कोर्स बिजनेस कैन बी अबाउट हैप्पीनेस. देखियो 4 नाम मैंने दिए हैं. राम, कृष्ण, रावण, दुर्योधन. चारों राजा हैं. ऑल आर रिच, ऑल हैव मनी. बट फर्क क्या है? एक रावण और दुर्योधन लक्ष्मी को पकड़ते हैं और राम और कृष्ण लक्ष्मी को आकर्षित करते हैं. दे आर चेजिंग लक्ष्मी, लक्ष्मी इज चेजिंग देम. व्हाट डू यू वांट टू बी? डू यू वांट टू कैच लक्ष्मी एंड पुट हर इन योर हाउस, और डू यू वांट टू अट्रैक्ट लक्ष्मी? उसका मतलब क्या है? लक्ष्मी का मतलब क्या है? कस्टमर, इन्वेस्टर, कंपनी में जो काम करता है, टैलेंट. यू वांट टू पकड़ के रखो या वो तुम्हारे तरफ अपने ही इच्छा से आए? दैट्स द डिफरेंस इंडियन थॉट इज टॉकिंग अबाउट. तो ये है रणभूमि, वेयर वी यूज वर्ड्स लाइक विनिंग, लूजिंग, कॉम्पिटिटिव स्पिरिट, कॉन्क्वेस्ट, ब्रेक द मार्केट, ग्रैब मार्केट शेयर. लुक एट द लैंग्वेज ऑफ मैनेजमेंट, वेरी वायलेंट. वर्सेस रंगभूमि. रणभूमि नहीं, लेकिन रंगभूमि. आओ मजा करो, पैसे बनाओ, हैव फन. Why are you so serious about? It's good to have money, but money is not everything. Without money you can't be happy. भूखे मरोगे. You can't have that mobile phone, you can't have that car, but don't get overboard. Ati mat lo. This is always about conflict. I love these people's obsession with conflict. Har cheez mein jhagda. Sanskrit mein, you know what is the word for this? Swarg. स्वर्ग में हमेशा देवासुर संग्राम होता है. यह है स्वर्ग. स्वर्ग का राजा इंद्र होता है और इंद्र हमेशा लड़ाई करता रहता है, कभी सुखी नहीं रहता. ही इज नेवर हैप्पी. सो स्वर्ग की कामना मत करो, वो वैकुंठ है. वैकुंठ और स्वर्ग में बहुत फर्क है. दोनों जगह लक्ष्मी विराजमान है. इन बोथ प्लेस देयर इज मनी, बट इन वन प्लेस देयर इज मनी विथ क्वारल्स, फाइटिंग, स्क्रीमिंग, शाउटिंग. सास भी कभी बहू थी सीरियल्स. और दूसरी तरफ है रंगभूमि, वैकुंठ. इट्स अ कॉन्सेप्ट वेयर देयर इज हैप्पीनेस. मनी इज नॉट, इट्स इंपॉर्टेंट, एवरीबडी नोज इट्स वैल्यू, बट नोबडी गेट्स ऑब्सेस्ड विथ इट. इट्स इंपॉर्टेंट. नोबडी, बिकॉज विदाउट लक्ष्मी यू वोंट सर्वाइव. लक्ष्य से लक्ष्मी आती है, एंड दैट्स द होल थिंग. सो दिस इज व्हाट माय बुक इज अबाउट. दिस इज बिजनेस सूत्र, फ्रॉम रणभूमि टू रंगभूमि. इफ यू वांट टू नो मोर, बाय माय बुक.
Big fan, obviously. I've got all your books, and if you remember me, but I was the guy who was pursuing you to get those Kindle copies out there because I hate reading the papers. Tough on big flights. Question, so till now, I think it's perhaps the first time you actually integrated management into the mythology piece. Till now you always done the calendar art, Shiva, etc., etc. Why? Why now? What is the need that you had to do this now?
See, I've been doing this for the last 4 years actually. So I've been writing columns in Corporate Dossier of Economic Times for the last 4 years. And this is very obvious to me. मुझे बहुत आसानी से दिखाई देता है. लोगों को दिखाई नहीं देता है. But you know, to write a book takes time. So therefore now. But I had to establish my credibility first that I know management and I know mythology. So I need both. Time लगता है इसके लिए. So when Kishore ji told me to become the chief belief officer of the Future Group, now that's the largest retail chain in India. It has got a turnover of 10,000 crores. It has got about 50,000 employees, direct employees, about 200,000 indirect employees. Now he's going through a tough time because of various reasons. Big Bazaar is a big thing in India. When he tells that I want you in my company, then लोग तुम्हारी तरफ देखते हैं कि तुम कुछ तो होगा तुम्हारे पास, and it helps ना. That's the reason. So
And so just one last before I hand it over. So Chief Belief Officer, so how would you describe your role?
it is just to help people expand their mind. So it goes back to my first slide. It is for helping people to understand this. What is belief? Belief is subjective truth. Belief is assumption. We all have an assumption in our head. So one assumption, अगर मैं बहुत अच्छा से काम करूंगा तो मुझे पैसे मिलेंगे. ये assumption होता है. ये सच नहीं है. लेकिन अभी उसके बिना चल नहीं सकोगे ना जिंदगी में. So you need to believe that. उस belief के आधार पे हमारी जिंदगी चलती है. So this is what I'm trying to explain to people, that we, like a business plan, even human beings have assumptions. We function on these assumptions. Without these assumptions, we'll go crazy.
So, Dave, the book that you talked of and the stories you're reciting, as well as what you said is the Western way, both seem to be very male-oriented.
Yeah.
Even your figures and
Yes,
all are
yes.
male. So, is there any
There are two
relevance?
reasons for it. One is the stories were written by men. I can't change the stories. Right? So let's face that. My data is like that. My data is patriarchal. Whether you like it or not, it is the truth. That's the way it is. Second reason is the one which excites me. Whenever they show male form, uska matlab hai man. And whenever they use female form, it means prakriti, resources. So potential and resources. So you have potential, you have resources. Without one, you can't do business. Potential is represented using male form. Resources is represented using female form. इसलिए दाम्पत्य, एक के बिना दूसरा का कोई वैल्यू नहीं है. That is the vocabulary. But ये समझना थोड़ा मुश्किल है लोगों के लिए. And the fact that now you'll say why is potential represented as male and why is resources, I don't know. Patriarchal society, surrender.
Sir, I mean, given the insights which Indian mythology offers about various things, why is it that for good literature or for good resources on Indian mythology, we have to largely turn towards the West?
Yeah.
Most of the books, the courses, everything are written by foreign scholars, and there is a paucity of avenues in India.
See,
What is your
couple
take
of
on that?
reasons. First reason is we are a poor country, which means when I have money, I don't fund educational institutes. I don't fund scholars. So I am able to do this because I had a day job. I had a full-time job which paid my bills, not through an academic source. So I have a lot of academic friends who are very talented, but so the funding is a problem. Second is the methodologies which are now followed in Indian universities. Not all of them. Now it's changing, of course. Lots is changing in the last 10 years. I met so many professors, but generally the methodologies come from the West. And whether we like it or not, in the last 200 years, the West is the center of intellectual thought. बहुत मुश्किल होता है accept करने के लिए. But the fact is, the year Nalanda University in India was being destroyed, Ujjain University was being destroyed, Varamhira was being destroyed in India, that was the year Oxford was being established in Europe. Same period. So they are right now at the acme of intellectual thing. We don't like to hear this. That being said, now the world is changing again. Now we have someone like me, I'll say, I don't care for education background, I don't care for academics, I have money, I have intelligence, I'll put it together and I'll accept the market to do it. So I have used this, so suddenly new language is emerging. So people are, not just in India, across the world this is happening. People from different parts of the world are challenging Western and European thought. So I belong to that space. So,
isn't Lakshya directly related to excellence? Without single-minded Lakshya, you won't have Abhinav Bindra winning his gold medal. He's practiced for 15 years,
Yes.
15 hours a day,
Yes.
and to the exclusion of everything else. Or big business empires being built without it. So, though it comes as at a price, agreed.
Yeah.
But the world does need excellence
yeah.
to all these things. Don't you agree on that point?
Well, I give you an Indian answer. I agree, but I also don't agree. Because Lakshya ka Hindi arth hai target. Sanskrit arth lakshan se aata hai, indicator. It means both a goal and an indicator of a goal. So two meanings you have got with Lakshya. Now excellence is we are हम लोग उसके ऊपर adjective डाल रहे हैं. वो adjective है नहीं वहाँ पे. वो है कि नहीं है पता नहीं है. लेकिन देखिए हम कर्म के ऊपर विश्वास करते हैं. Imagine one man comes home late at night and one day he decides to go home early. And he knocks the door of his house at 6 o'clock in the evening. He normally comes at 11 o'clock at night. comes at 6 o'clock in the evening, and his son opens the door and tells the mother, "Arey, wo Sunday wale uncle aa gaye." The father is sleeping, the child has gone to school. When the father comes back, the child is sleeping. There is no connection. Something has to go. आपको कुछ ना कुछ तो sacrifice करना पड़ेगा. सब नहीं मिलेगा दुनिया में. भोग के लिए बलि चढ़ाना पड़ता है. हम कभी कभी ऑफिस के भोग के लिए घर का बलिदान करते हैं, लेकिन भोग के लिए बलि जरूर चाहिए. एंड यू हैव टू डिसाइड किसका बलि आप दोगे.
But it does happen that बलि किसका होए और भोग दूसरे को मिले.
वो भी हो सकता है.
वही होता है. When there is a big empire being built, so the society benefits out of that empire.
यू हैव टू डिसाइड आपको राजा बनना है, महात्मा बनना है, या घर चलाना है.
First of all, thank you very much for writing this book. It is very, very thought-provoking. I managed to complete half of it and still half is pending. I wanted to know, in one of your lectures, you had said that Bhishma Pitama refused to move. The old guard refused to move. And Krishna had to really put him in a place where he's neither on air nor in earth. Every successor or every old patriarch, when he has to move out, he has to make that decision.
Yeah.
So I wanted to know, according to you, what is the point? How does that person decide? When the mind is without any thoughts, or heart is without any feelings, or body is without any energy, how does he decide that? Because as far as Bhishma was concerned, he had a idea of installing a suitable king for Hastinapur in context of who would take care of its people.
He didn't, but ठीक है, चलो.
That's what I understand. But, so
See, what is Bhishma saying? Let's look at the Bhishma story. जब सब कुछ ठीक हो जाएगा तब मैं जाऊंगा. जिंदगी में कब सब कुछ ठीक होता है? सब ठीक हो जाएगा, उसके बाद मैं एक्सरसाइज करना शुरू करूंगा. होता है ना? मुझे देखो. तो दिस इज रियलिटी. एवरीबडी इज इमेजिनिंग जब बेटा बिल्कुल रेडी हो जाएगा बिजनेस के लिए तब मैं उसको बिजनेस दूंगा, या बेटी अगर रेडी हो जाएगी तब मैं बिजनेस दूंगा. कभी रेडी होगी बताओ? 20 साल की उम्र में, 30 साल की उम्र में, शादी होने के बाद, बच्चे होने के बाद, बिजनेस करने के बाद, कब? वो डिसीजन इज सब्जेक्टिव. वो ऑब्जेक्टिव नहीं होता है, वो सब्जेक्टिव होता है. जब मेरा दिल छूटता है कि नहीं अभी मैनेज कर लेगा, और गलती कर लेगा, तो भी उसका प्रॉब्लम है, मेरा प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. नहीं तो फिर अभी भी सीईओ होते हैं ना, रिटायरमेंट के बाद वापस आ जाते हैं. छोड़ते नहीं है रणभूमि, वापस आ जाते हैं, बड़ी बड़ी बातें करते हैं सब लोग, लेकिन सब भीष्म बनते हैं.
Whether Mahabharata actually happened or it's just a story.
It happened in your mind. It always happens in our mind.
Okay.
So is it actual or not?
So the question is that suppose it's in our mind, right? So we have proposed a lot of things happened in Mahabharata. People had so much power. So why we don't have that kind of power, or that that potential is not there today? So
Because-
why is it so?
Because we don't realize it's happening in our mind. It's not outside. आप अगर उसे बाहर देखोगे तो स्ट्रेंथ अंदर से कहाँ निकलेगा?
So that strength at
It's
that
all
point of
inside
time,
you.
The wisdom was there. We don't
Was
have-
there? No. Is there inside you if you look inside? But we are too busy looking outside.
So out of so many people around the world,
तो उसका मतलब
I
क्या है?
guess
Let me
no one has
explain. उसका
actually
मतलब
looked
क्या है?
inside.
उसका मतलब है रावण अंदर है, दुर्योधन अंदर है, राम अंदर है, लक्ष्मण. Now which is getting more power right now?
so it depends whatever.
Depends. देखा इंडियन आंसर दे दिया ना लास्ट में. देसी निकला लास्ट में. And that's the thing. We are not able to see our inner strength. We are constantly thinking answer will come from outside. ऐसा नहीं है. कभी नहीं मिलेगा आंसर. The problem is that all our political theories, all our democracies, judicial system, economic system, everything is coming from the West. हम अंदर नहीं देख रहे हैं, because हमें जो भी अंदर दिखता है बोल गंदा है, गंदा है, गंदा है, गंदा है. इंडिया में सब कुछ गंदा है, बाहर से ही लाना पड़ेगा. It will never work. Because लास्ट में दिल है हिंदुस्तानी.
I'm very curious to know, how do you connect mythology to management in Indian context? How did it start, or how do you decode these?
See, modern management is objective driven. That means you decide what the end point is. So your vision, mission, objective, goal, target, task. That's how it is designed. Or that's the classical model. It's not exactly like that anymore. But the classical model is this. Now when you read this, it reminds you of biblical structures like the promised land, the prophet with the commandments, the Exodus, you have to cross the sea, you have to cross the land. So these ideas, I said, I've heard these stories somewhere before because I've read them. And I said, then it struck me that all the men who are writing these books are mostly from America or Europe, and they're exposed to this story. And this story it's called what is called cultural identity. As a child, the story has embedded itself in your head. So you think the most natural thing in the world is to begin with the promised land. You don't call it promised land, you call it vision statement. You don't call it commandment, you call it standard operating procedure. You don't call it heaven, you call it bonus. Now, that's not the way China thinks. In China, the notion is heaven is perfect, replicate it on earth. That is why they love copying. Now you will say वो बुरी बात है और वो लोग बोलेंगे बुरी बात क्या है तुमने अच्छा काम किया है ना दो मुझे छुपाते क्यों? So you will consider it copying, but they will say you are stealing. This belongs to humanity, it doesn't belong to you. ये मनुष्य के लिए है, तुम्हारे अमेरिका के लिए नहीं है, ये मनुष्य के लिए है. क्या हम मनुष्य नहीं हैं? Now that's a different argument. People don't realize this. All Chinese, they are all copying. India में सब चीज के लिए बख्शीश चाहिए. भगवान के पास भी खाली हाथ नहीं जाते. ब्यूरोक्रेट के पास तो जाना पड़ेगा ना. And we don't realize these conflicting, dangerous things are there. When you impose one structure on another structure, it looks very funny. When I try to see India from the Western point of view, it looks funny. In the same way, if you try to see the West from Indian point of view, अरे कैसे लोग हैं 16 साल के बाद बच्चे को घर से निकाल देते हैं और कैसे लोग हैं बूढ़े बाप माँ बाप को कोई ओल्ड होम में रखते हैं कितना विचित्र लोग हैं हम कभी नहीं बोलते हैं I don't know if you know Oprah Winfrey when there was an Aishwarya Rai interview Oprah Winfrey asked Abhishek Bachchan, oh, you stay with your parents? And Abhishek Bachchan just looked at Oprah Winfrey and said, why don't you? Problem idhar hai ya udhar hai? Why do you assume problem idhar hai? That's the problem. We don't understand these things. So I can see this in storytelling. It's very easy because stories are the map of the human mind. That's heavy theory and all that. Don't go there.
Well, that brings us to the end of a fantastic session where he just pretty much